Last month, I made $210,000 cash collected at 21 years old through my online coaching business. And this is sitting at a 94.5% profit margin. Alongside this, 100% of the profit came through Instagram organic social media alone. Now, I know what you're thinking. How is a 21-year-old from Sydney, Australia making $210,000 profit in 30 days? So let me actually show you some proof so you believe me. As you can see in my WAP dashboard just here, in the last 30 days from June 1st to 30th, we did $111,000. This is in USD, by the way. And then we did 101 net rev. This is just after fees. Now, we also run through bank transfer, wires, and through our Dubai bank accounts. So as you can see here, this is just a bit of proof of concept because I do not like to just say without showing the numbers. Now, just to prove that this is real and this is my account, I'm just going to refresh this page so you can clearly see. If I refresh it and I go to here, you can see 111,000, net rev 101. As I mentioned before, the rest came through wires and CommBank transfer, which I'm not going to pull up my wires today to show you, but I think you see enough proof here just so you know this is also in USD. So let's jump into today and kind of what the presentation is going to be about, because the whole point of today's presentation is to show you exactly what it takes to scale to hit your first $10,000 a month all the way up to $100,000 per month. No paid advertisement, no affiliate deals, no scamming people, one system, one funnel using the brand suite method. I've broken every single rule in the game, and a lot of people tell you otherwise. I don't spend a single paid cent on advertisement. If you want to hit multiple six-figure per months every single month, you need to post multiple times per day. And yes, this is true, but I myself only post every second day where I do have a business partner. But I want to break these limiting beliefs today and show you what's possible. Done For You was founded on January the 15th. Today, it is July the 3rd. Since then, we have done 5 months in a row of 100K months. I'm extremely excited to show you the process for this today and how we have scaled thus far using Instagram only. So let's jump into it. What is on the agenda for today? Well, what you'll be learning today is how to build an authentic personal brand that converts. The brand suite system, which is our content funnel that I personally built based off our kind of demographic and our ICP that we target. What a 100K per month team and system really looks like. Expect to learn a few things here today, and I'm hoping this is going to help. Just for a little bit of context, my name is Jake Peters. I am the CEO of Done For You, alongside the COO, the co-founder, Reed Seton. He is my business partner. He has 94.1K followers across all platforms. He has around 150K. I myself have around 70,000 followers. And this is all done within the last 13 months. I started Instagram 13 months ago. Reed started it 14 months ago, so we are very new to the game. However, we have been able to scale quite fast using organic content and helping others grow their social media and monetizing online. Now, today, I'm going to show you what the Done For You business looks like right now. As you can see, we've done 210K cash collected in the last 30 days. We've got 95% profit margin, 10 million content views between Reed and I. 4 accounts that we've run. We're going to show you how having these 4 accounts actually work. We've only shown you 2 so far. And that is equivalated to 63 organic booked calls without a single paid advertisement. Now, just a little bit of context. I'm just going to show you some of the clients that we work with so you have some trust and the authority that we have built. These are only a handful of few people, actually. I was just before simmering through who should I add into here. And of course, you're always going to add your best clients, but these are only a few. Feel free to reach out to any one of these. They always speak great words of myself if you're wanting to reinforce anything that I say today, or you are looking to join Done For You. That's for you and you do like it. There will be a link in the description. So let's jump into it. People overcomplicate growing a brand. Here's how to make it simple. At the end of the day, we have generated all of our leads, all of our attraction through Instagram Reels, through Instagram Stories, and converting it through bottom funnel pieces of content, whether that be second accounts or whether that be through YouTube. So as you can see here, we're choosing your formats. This is super important when you are establishing your Instagram. Why? Because you need to understand and you need to pick styles that resonate with you. You are not building a page around a business or around a niche. You need to become the niche. If you are wanting to truly succeed on social media, you are truly wanting to make a positive change, but also extremely large amounts of monetary value, what you need to do is you need to focus on building a personal brand. A personal brand is someone that looks up to you. A follower, by definition, is someone that looks up to you. And so you need to pick your formats. Take inspiration from model creators. I have 5 creators that I take inspiration from, and I draw ideas. When running a business or content strategy better than you, you'll know someone who makes a winning content. Why? And how do you establish a winning content, which is what we'll get into very soon. Once you've chosen the formats, storytelling videos, B-roll videos, viral videos, talking heads, yes, they all play a part, but once you've chosen your winning format, you need to establish your identity. You need to lock in your fonts, your coloring, your music. Why? This is simply because it is recognizable. When you create content, look at this setup. Look how aesthetic this is. As you see, the text colors that I'm using is all my brand identity. People buy into this. And when they're consuming your content, it takes 7 hours of consumption before someone becomes a paid buyer on average. That's around a 65% average. For someone to become a customer, they require 7 hours of consuming your content. And the way that you get them to remember you is through your colors, your tones, and your fonts. So when you're creating that first brand for the first time, or you're already an established creator, I want you to really think to yourself, if I was to watch my reels on the For You page, would I recognize that it's my content before I even see my face? Now, you want to test and gather data. What I like to do is I like to always be testing. Now, how do I test? I try different formats. So recently, if you go to my Instagram account, I'll show it here. I'm having over 10 different variations for talking heads. I'm continuously trying talking heads. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to post at least 10 times before I kill it. What does that mean? Well, if a video doesn't perform straight away, do not stress. As you can see here, this video didn't do that well. This video didn't do that well. This video did a little bit well, and this video blew up. If I stopped just here, it wouldn't have done well. And so what you need to do is you need to remember that in this content space, you need to keep providing data. It is all about testing data to see what performs. And if you have videos that you are seeing working for other creators, you need to know that it's not only working for them because it's them. It's working because it's performing well on the algorithm. So the whole key here is to take that winning piece of data and test it on your formats over and over again until, yes, if you post it 30 times and it doesn't perform once, then okay, potentially we move on to the next, but at least you've ruled it out. Then you adjust and improve. Analyze the performance. Did it get followers? Did it get engagement? What classifies engagement? Views, likes, and comments, okay? That is engagement, and shares, sorry. Did it bring in clients? Did you see any interaction in leads? Double down if yes, cut the noise elsewhere. How do I remodel a winning structure? And the reason I want to touch on this, guys, is because content is the forefront. And to build an authentic personal brand that converts, to get to that first 10K month or above, you first need to master the content creation aspect. So how do I find a winning structure? What classifies a winning structure? A structure that provides a viewership, so brings views and eyeballs to the page, converts, so provides the ability for people to follow, and then nurtures, allows people to feel the value that you're providing to then potentially be able to sell. I'm going to teach you a method today called the show, don't sell, and that's essentially how we structure our content to not sell so much. Now, first you want to find an outlier video. As I mentioned at the start, there's ways to outline which is an outlier video, and that's looking at 5x the viewership amount. As you can see, this is the average of this creator's views. However, he has this one video, boom, performing well. That's 5x the views amount. Now, this is extremely important because this isn't performing well because of the creator. There's something within this structure that is doing well. And you want to take that winning script and you want to take this structure and when you want to use these rest of these models. What you want to do is you want to take the exact script, you want to download the video, transcribe it using a platform called Turbo Transcribe, drop the script into a doc like myself, for example. I do it on Google Docs, and then I match the structure. I analyze the first 3 seconds. I analyze, is it an opening hook? For example, can you eat an apple in one bite? It's not that engaging. Is it possible to eat an apple in one bite? It's drawing in attention, okay? So you need to analyze this data. And the more that you do it, you will build this pattern. You will build this repetitive nature for you to be able to analyze what content is performing and then how do you double down on this, okay? Now, after this, you need to use your own words and B-roll. Of course, you can't write the script word for word. This exact YouTube, actually, just so you know, the thumbnail was taken from someone else. The intro was taken from someone else showing their WOP dashboard. What did they say in the intro? But it's tailored to my situation. This video on YouTube has performed 5x his views amount, so I've used it for myself. It's not about you not being original. It's about taking what's already performing on the algorithm. There are a lot of things that are always performing, and so it's super important that you're not wasting your time. I'm spending money on this YouTube video, so it's extremely important that it's going to do right and it's going to perform well. Now, once you've got your winning script, I want you to remember this, and this is a very, very key principle here, because a lot of people do not succeed and they give up too early. If I gave up when I first started, I would never be here today. I got bullied, I got thrashed around. A lot of people did not enjoy my content, but now they're laughing. I'm here in Cyprus in a $5 million kind of euro, like whatever it's called, mansion. As cliche as that sounds, I'm here today because of social media, okay? And so you want to remember that growth isn't all about its inputs. You need to remember that. Let's say you post once a day, and to get towards your goal, it's 1,000 posts. 2 days, you post 2 times a day, it's 5 days. Post 3 times a day, 333 days. You get it. It's not always about the days to get towards your goal. It's about how many inputs can you put in. I post around 2 to 5 times a day, okay? Now, I don't always just do 5 times a day on my main page. I post a lot in trial reels, which brings us to our next point. How to mastermize trial reels. Almost no one does. I use trial reels for 2 things, and I'm going to show you today how. Number 1, generation of leads. I use it as free, paid, organic social media. I'm going to show you how that works. Number 2 is I do use it for followers and growth and to test formats. Now, for those that don't know, trial reels makes what's normally completely unpredictable organic growth slightly more predictable. Why I grew sustainably over the last 13 months of content, my growth hasn't come from my main feed reels. It comes from trial reels running underneath everything. Let's go back to where I said it makes it more slightly predictable. How that kind of works is essentially what you need to be focusing on is you need to be looking at how can I test my data, okay? So if we go to here, you need to first trial first and then max it out. Always trial reels first, and that's how you test data. Every post you make goes out as a trial reel first. What does that mean? So let's say, for example, I created this YouTube video. From this YouTube video, I took 8 snippets from this one video, and I go and upload it on short form. Before I go post it on my Instagram page, I will post this first on trial reels, okay? As you can see, I've done it before. Same videos, different kind of variations at the very start. All this is doing is testing. This is the only thing that is testing when it comes to trial reels. Now, if you want to know exactly how I do this, have a look at this video just here. It outlines exactly how. But for the sake of this presentation, I'm going to keep this quite short. But what I'm doing is I'm just testing simple things. The hook, maybe the song, maybe the sound, maybe the visual text, and seeing which one has the most views. I'll post that at the start of the day, let's say 8 a.m. my time, and then by 7 p.m. when I go to post the video, whichever one has the most views, I will go and post that to my page, okay? So now what I've done is I've tested it. I've seen it as a performing video, and if it is going and going to work well on trial reels, think about it logically. When you create content and you build a following, people are bought into you. It's why it's really important to build a personal brand that's authentic to you. So what happens is when you go post a video that's normally you're going to post with the same values, the same morals, the same principles, your current audience is automatically going to go engage with it. But if you post that video first to trial reels and it goes to trial reels and it performs well, then that's going to a completely new audience, okay? And if they're interacting with it, then of course you know your current audience is going to interact with it because they're bought into you. So then what you do is you go post it to your main page and it's going to do extremely well. That way you've tested the idea to see if it's going to perform well before you actually post it. Then you want to post these max trial reels. What happens is there's 2 ways to do this. Number 1 is you're going to maybe have an outlier video that you've curated and found over your duration of creating content. What this means is you have posted a video that has got you a large amounts of followers compared to the rest. So what you can do is you can go and repost this video again and again and again on trial reels. It's working in the background. It's getting you followers. It's getting you leads. You need to make sure that this video is 1, tailored to your ICP, your ideal client profile, speaking to them. Number 2, is actually worthy of your story, your past, your present, and future, so people are bought into you. Number 3, it's not top of funnel. It's not shallow. It doesn't provide a quick message. It is authentic, and people are going to resonate with it because you will generate a lot of followers from this. As I know myself, I probably generated half my followers from trial reels, but you need to ensure they're bought into you. You need to make sure that if you have a winning video, it is actually correlated to your values, your principles, and what you're trying to achieve, okay? Then you can max this out. Everyone has limits, and you need to make sure that you're posting the certain amount. I'm not going to get into this today. Again, if you want to know more, look into my other video. Now, once you've recreated your winners, as I said before, what you want to do is you never show, always post new. What does that mean? If a video does perform well on trial reels, always post it to your main page first and then go post it on trial reels. Why do you do that? Well, simply due to the fact that you're going to have two working better than one. What will happen is you post it on trial reels first. It does well, so it's working in the background. You've tested the format, so it's been solidified, and then you post it again brand new to your main page, okay? Now, how do I run paid organics without paying any ad spend on trial reels? Simply to the fact, think about it logically. When you create a trial reel, it is going to a new follower. Once you have built a core brand message, the algorithm understands the types of people that are following you and engaging with your content. What you can do is you can curate a specific script, and if you want the script, feel free to DM me on my Instagram script, and you curate a certain script that allows you to target that correct ICP. It talks about the past, the present, and the future, or it talks about your offer. And what that does is you can curate it saying, for example, if you are someone who is between 20 to 25, looking to build a personal brand, make money online, live life on your own terms, which is who my ICP, then this is exactly how I got there. And you can test this on trial reels, and you can do CTAs, call to actions. You can do DM me the word this at the end if they're interested. You can do so many things. And so what we do to generate a lot of our leads and to get consistent lead flow is create what we like to call a trailer to our page. It is essentially a video that outlines who we are, what we're about, and what we're trying to achieve. Who we were and where we were in the past, so people resonate because your ideal client is just you from 2 years ago. Then the present, okay? So what you're currently doing now, what am I working on? Well, I'm 21, building Australia's largest social media marketing agency. If that's for you, DM me the word brand if you want to learn more. And because I'm able to post this 10 times per day, brother, I'm telling you for free, I wake up with a lot of leads. And so what happens is I have the ability to continuously run trial reels because it's just going to followers that is primed, where instead, if I was to use paid advertisement, yes, of course, the more ad spend you pan, it's an amazing tool. Am I going to look into paid advertisement? Not just yet, because this method works well. It's similar approach in paid advertisement. What you're doing is you're putting in the demographic, the location, the age, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. With trial reels, it's already automatically primed to your algorithm. So you can use this as organic lead magnets. You can test this format. Again, if you want the script, feel free to let me know. Now that we've touched on trial reels and how we maximize organic social media for lead generation, I'm going to show you the method, what I like to call show, don't sell. How have I made $210,000 without losing engagement, without ruining my account by continuously selling, okay? There's 3 funnels here that you need to pay close attention to. And if you don't know this already, then I highly recommend you look into your ideal client profile. This is an extremely important message, and it's extremely important for your brand, not just so you have clarity on who you're speaking to with your content, because if you speak to everyone, unfortunately, you're speaking to no one. But what happens is if you target your ideal client profile, you can think about the emotions that they're feeling on the week. How does that make sense? Let's think about it logically. I'm 21, I travel the world, I make money online. And as cliche as that sounds, that's what you want to do. You're my ideal client. That is why you are here today. And on Monday, I'm not just saying you, but I'm saying 80% of the population that I'm targeting is going into work feeling unsatisfied, unfulfilled, unsure on what they're trying to achieve. I will create a top of funnel reel, as you can see here. This brings attention to the page, but it brings the correct attention, the right people. What will happen is this attention will be drawn to my page, and I will then be able to convert. I will be able to convert through middle funnel. What is conversion? Just someone following me. Builds trust and warms them up. This is authenticity, personality, human connection, my story. So people are bought into me first before they're bought into what I'm trying to sell. Why do I do that? Because then I have an authentic personal brand. And then I show bottom funnel pieces of content. This is mainly done through my Instagram stories, where I show client testimonials, proof of purpose, results through my highlight bubbles, or I may post some bottom funnel pieces of content, but I'm going to get into how we have a second account mainly for this. As you can see here now, what happens is you can't track the sales cycle of somebody compared to a paid advertisement in organic. So what you do is you continuously run through this cycle. Top of funnel, draw attention in, middle funnel to convert, then in the sales cycle, they see pieces of bottom funnel, to potentially they reach out and they become a client, okay? Now, this is where we break up 2 different funnels, and this is where that bottom funnel really comes into play. What I want to touch on here is I'm going to break this down for my business partner. Now, at the start, I said he was at 94.5K followers. This is an old photo of his. If you don't believe me, his Instagram is just here. Now, this main account documents a life. Essentially, how we have positioned, and I have this same funnel as well, but I'm just going to break down my business partner's account, okay? What is it? And the reason why I'm also breaking down my business partner's account, so you can see how we break down it for our current clients. What is it? So his main account is very, very top of funnel. He has 94,000 followers. It gets quite large amounts of views. It draws a lot of attention to the page. But the primary focus here is documenting his lifestyle, the ideal life, traveling the world, building a business, working online, okay? That's the ICP, but that's the core message that we hold. And without you knowing, we're indirectly selling to you. Our content is speaking directly to you. You're someone who wants to travel the world, make money online, live life on your own terms. Now, this is a pure top of funnel page. Of course, it has authenticity and middle funnel, but the whole point is to draw a large amounts of traffic. Each month, he generates around 5 million views. I generate anywhere between 2 to 3 million views. So the whole purpose is attention. We're trying to catch a net. We're trying to get people to the page. The job here is to bring eyeballs to the page and earn trust through content I post every day. He doesn't go deep into the inner workings of the business here. Why? Because people don't give a fuck. I'm sorry to swear there, but people do not care. I have generated $210,000 last month without being the guru. I don't need to be the guru because my content, this channel that you're watching right now, this is the page that is converting. My second account is what's converting. My main page is so people trust. When you're making a large high ticket purchase online, and yes, my product is a high ticket, someone needs to have trust in you to invest that much. Anywhere from a 20-year-old to a 60-year-old we do work with anyone above 18, no less than 18 years old. But what happens is for someone to spend that large amounts of money on you, they need to have trust that they're going to get you towards your goals. So this page is all about trust. The business inputs is a light, strong bio. As you can see here, documenting my healthy lifestyle, I grow personal brands. This is the second account that I'm going to touch on in a second. DM me brand to work with me one-to-one, okay? DM me is a code word, so people reach out. That way we're drawing large amounts of attention. As I said, we generate 10 million views between gross accounts to our page. Of course, think of how many inbound leads we're going to get. Why this works. People come curious about how he sustains his lifestyle. That curiosity, how does he live this lifestyle, is what pulls towards the second account. Now, the second account, this, for those that don't do this, I really, really recommend it. Why do I do this? And if you don't have a main account already, then focus on one at a time. It's always one of those things. Focus on one at a time. But if you are an established creator, and yes, we work with plenty of established creators. Our best client came to us at 55,000 followers, doing $0. Now they're at 200K a month, okay? So the second account, what it is, it's linked to the bio, focuses on middle and bottom funnel pieces on only. If you remember, middle, authenticity, bottom, conversion. Every post targets my exact ICP, yourself, pain points, and solves their problems. What is powerful? Every single follower who crosses over is already qualified and a very strong buyer. Why? Because what happens is we are promoting the right content strategy that is targeting them to the main page, the big page. That right person is coming, but they're not getting educated. They're just connecting. Now, they may go further and deeper by clicking on the bio, as shown before, or Reed may do a cross post just for a collaboration post, or he'll put his stories up, client testimonials, etc., on his Instagram stories, on his main page, drive traffic there. Anyone that comes from the main page to his second page is the most qualified purchaser. Why? Because no one is going to follow a 3,000 follower account, which it's at now, as you can see here, with just content creation kind of tips and tricks without being bought into content creation, without wanting to do them. Why would they even follow it? I wouldn't, no way. So people are following it because they want to learn. They want to understand. Now, we run 2 different funnels on this account. Number 1 is a DM funnel. As you can see here, DM me brand to work with me. So again, people coming to the page, they can DM the word. But we also run a YouTube funnel. As you can see, how I changed my life in 1 year with content directly running to his YouTube channel. I do the same on my second account, as you can see here. And it's running directly to this channel. Now, YouTube is fully for conversion. We're not going to get into how I convert on YouTube today, but just know that you're being nurtured right now. As you can see, what's on this is on this second account, testimonials, videos, screenshots, proof of purpose, my story, everything leading up to where I'm at in the business and what he's learning on a day-to-day basis. He will provide content tips, strategy, client testimonials, proof of purpose. So it's purely bottom funnel. It's just converting all the most qualified leads. The key distinct here is the account isn't designed to get views. That's what other accounts for. It's designed purely to convert followers into buyers. That is the whole purpose. We are not there to be famous. We are not there to be viral. Yes, having a big account is great for brand deals, affiliates. I don't do any of that, but if you want that, it's there. But at the end of the day, we're business owners. So we use this account for purely bottom funnel. We have the ability to shout out our clients. We have the ability to make direct DMs where we have a DM setter in this account, reaching out to every single follower. Think of how many leads come through the pipeline through this organic funnel. We then also run trial reels on this account. Now you can imagine how the ecosystem is just so big with me, Reed, 70,000 followers, 90,000 followers, and then 2 accounts above 1,000 followers. Now, if we carry on, you don't need millions of followers to make money. That account alone, if I go back, 2,000 or 3,000 followers, whatever it's at now, has generated us 6 figures alone, okay? This is quite an occurrence for a lot of our clients. We work with a lot of fitness coaches. We work with a lot of coaches, a lot of product-based coaches as well. Not just coaches, product owners as well. We work with most people, but mostly coaches. And as I notice here, we have implemented this funnel quite a lot. Like I said, you don't need millions of followers to make money, and you don't need 1 million followers to have 1 million good leads. You can speak directly to your lead. And as I mentioned before, it's extremely important to understand who the ideal client and how you're going to be positioning your content towards that. Because if at the end of the day, we are all here to be business owners. We are not here to be influencers. I have met some of the biggest creators in the space, some of the guys that you may look up to. They're making 10K a month. And yes, 10K a month is a lot, but they may have 1 million followers. So followers do not mean dollars. Now, the team, I want to touch on the team and who is inside my team at Done For You. As you can see, we have me, Reed, Ange, who is the DM setter, and then we have TRI. TRI is our full-time CSM. He was our first ever client. If you want to see his testimonial of working with us, it is just here. Jake and Reed are coaches. This is one-to-one satisfaction, content creation leads. I myself is more on the monetization side, sales calls training, content creation, lead generation. If you want to know more, feel free to book a call below to see how we actually operate. TRI is a full-time. He handles the community. He handles support. He handles direct messaging. He allows for us to help our kind of community grow and scale with efficiency. Fulfillment is one of the most important parts. We did $210,000 last month. 30% of that revenue came from referrals and upsells within our community. If you want to understand how our brand suite system works and how the community actually works, feel free to look at the YouTube video here. But essentially, the ability for us to provide a best service possible at scale is done by having the best team possible. It is done by fulfillment, making fulfillment extremely dialed. Because at the end of the day, your brand and name is everything. If you're not providing a good service, then your name will start plummeting down. And at the end of the day, social media, having a presence online is extremely important, making sure your brand and name is intact, because one bad word about yourself can ruin everything. And then we have the setter. I'm going to be super open about it. We have a DM setter. If you are wanting to run a business and make money online, you need to have a DM setter, someone who is managing the conversations. This is done with immense amount of trainings. And for all our client, we ensure that they have a correct DM setting process in place. Now, that's meaning that we are a very, very lean team, okay? Very, very lean. We run at a 94.5% profit margin. And that is simply due to the fact that the DM setter takes 5% commission and then TRI on his own monthly retainer. You can imagine how much we're saving. Now, the $1 for every follower, as I mentioned before, is essentially the kind of key that you want to be looking for. But also, it's extremely important to note that followers don't mean dollars. So you need to implement the brand suite system. How do we implement this into our business, and how did we generate $210,000 last month using this system? First of all, number one, it's show, don't sell. Document your journey, as I mentioned, the wins, the losses, the process in real time. Build authentic authority without directly pitching. Your audience feels the value before they even buy. Today, I'm hoping you've generated value from me. I want you to have tried all my free resources and all my free information before you purchase. I'm not selling to you. I'm directly speaking to you. I think of the pains and the purposes that you're trying to achieve, and I'm there directing it at you. Number two is the concierge. Now, this is extremely important. If you want to know how the brand suite system actually works and how this is implemented, as I mentioned, I linked the YouTube below. But one core offer, multiple ways, experience it. Think of it a hotel. When you walk into a hotel, you enter the lobby. You are then directed to either the penthouse, the suite, or just the basic bitch room. Apologies, but that's just how it works. So you need to think about this as for your own offer. How can you jump on a sales call and make sure you collect cash every single time? It's done through the brand suite method. You're not there to force a sale. You're there to direct people to where they want to go. So I built this system where we have a do-it-yourself learning module, a community module done with you, and then a one-to-one high-ticket speed, proximity, business monetization, content support. That is the 3-step ecosystem. Now, when I jump on sales calls, I sit around a 95% profit margin simply due to the fact that I am a founder myself. I'm ambitious. I'm very, very, very bought into my dreams. So I speak very highly of my business, but also I have the ability to make a sale no matter what, because I'm not forcing, I'm directing them to where they need to go. The organic content's ecosystem. As I mentioned before, top of funnel, bottom funnel, middle funnel, content working together, not random posting and deliberate systems that track your ICP, builds trust, and converts without sales teams. I don't have a sales team, just a DM setter. I take all my calls myself. Yes, of course, if I was to scale up even more, do I think a sales representative is important? Of course. But right now, it's very manageable. I'm able to spend the day just shooting content in this beautiful, beautiful Cypress mansion. Now, that is essentially everything. I appreciate you all tuning in today. I hope you have found immense knowledge in this. I want you to note that these are actionable steps here to take. This is not just for you to go watch. What I find with a lot of young entrepreneurs, including myself when I first started, is that I just consumed so much information. But the most important thing you can do is take action. Now, what does taking action look like? If you are serious about growing a personal brand, if you have considered it for time and time again, and there are key things that are holding you back, potentially you're afraid to post, potentially you don't know what to post, or potentially you're posting and you're not seeing the success that you're after, then you can feel free to apply at Done For You. It is the start of the month. As I mentioned, it is July 1st. This video will be out quite soon. Feel free to book a call below if you are looking to get us help. This will not be a sales call. This will simply to see if you are a good fit to work with us. We do have a limited intake, but we are open to having a conversation to see if it's the best fit for you. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you've heard any more. Otherwise, we'll see you soon.